So in this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to use UltiStamp. So the first thing you should do is install the add-on by going to the add-ons list and doing install from disk. And you should, if you bought the add-on, you will get the zip file. Then you should select your object which you want to apply the decals to, and load the asset packs that come with the add-on. In this case, I've loaded the surface imperfections, signs, and the surface holes. Then you choose your desired effects and apply them. So in this case, I want to break the glass and make it dirty and all the stuff. So select your material you want to apply the decal to. So in this case, I want the glasses first, so the lens. And then do Ctrl-R, which you can rebind from the key maps. So once you've selected your desired decal, just hit Ctrl-R and click the Create Decal button. And this will create this decal. I recommend to enable the face mode for the snap target and the aligned rotation to target, like so. And then if you hit Control, you can easily snap this to your desired object, like this. All of these presets are made in the add-on itself, so you can make your own presets if you hit plus and just, change the textures, change the parameters. There's a lot of parameters, so you can get really versatile results. And if you have trouble figuring out how to create them exactly, you can look at these examples, or you can even ask me on my Discord and I can help you with further. But it should be pretty straightforward. All of these are pretty well explained. Here, if you hover over, there is some text that basically tells you what everything is for. So let's continue making this glass. So I want to break one of these lenses, so let's add a glass break 2. Let's create this. Let's scale it down. And as you may notice, this one has an alpha map, so you can see through it as well. So you can get really complicated results by layering these and just having different kinds of results. And if you have UltiBake, you can also bake these into game-ready assets, into Unity, Unreal, Godot, whatever. And it should be really straightforward. I will not be showing you how to bake in this tutorial because everything about baking is covered on the UltiBake side. But it works as any other baking. So you could use really any baking tool that is good enough, not just UltiBake. So that's possible because at the end of the day, this add-on just adds a node for each material, right? So as long as you can bake the material, you can bake the details. So let's continue. So we would want to add some grunge, or maybe some blood. Let's keep this interesting. So let's add blood. So this is going to be interesting since we need to put it on both materials. So if we do Ctrl-R, we notice that it's only on the glass, right? So it's pretty easy to get it on both. So just duplicate it with Shift-D, right-click to reset the location, and select the other material, Ctrl-R, and move this duplicate to the other material. So now it's on both, basically. And we can also see that the blood is kind of in the hole, which makes no sense since this is supposed to be broken, right? So enter visualization, select your glass, the one with the hole. So I think it's this one. This is the hole one. So now we go to Ctrl-R and we move the stamp to the front, right? But make sure you have the lens selected, or it will switch the material, which we don't want. So this will just move the glass on top, which makes sense. You would want this to be there. You can also change the normal strength of the blood, which in this case doesn't make any sense, but if we do it for the glass break, it should make more sense. So it should be pretty subtle. And the strength is fine. Yeah, the strength is fine. This is pretty good. This is what we really want. And let's say this is some old blood, right? So this looks too new. So let's copy this blood and let's replace it with some other stuff like surface imperfection. So let's assign this, and again let's do the same technique, but this time, yeah, let's do the same technique. So duplicate it and move it to the frame. So now it's on both, and now we can change the parameters here to make more sense. So we have some dirty blood. And again, the grunge is above the glass, so just right click, select the lens and do move to front. And now we get the best of both worlds. And let's change this a bit. It's a bit too strong, so you can like tweak with this forever, really. It's really up to you how much you want to change it. But I think this looks pretty good. This is, compared to the original, it looks very nice. So let's move to the second object. And we have to go away from the visualization if you can't click on anything, so don't be surprised by that. For this, we'll probably add some like dirt on the bottom and some sign that says that it's a dangerous canister. So let's just use the surface imperfection. No, I think we have a better one. Let's use leaking. Let's create this and let's rotate it. Let's make it a bit stronger. And do we have any color options? It doesn't really have any colors, so we'll just work with what we have. Make the strength a bit less. Let's scale it. So it goes over the thing, and let's put another one here so it doesn't look so weird with the mirroring. So it's duplicated twice. And now we got this like really nice dirt. And it has a roughness and a normal map and everything you would expect. So it's really good. So let's add that sign. Like maybe it has some biohazard stuff in it. So let's put this here. Like this. And maybe someone has like put some graffiti on this as well. So let's put it like that. And it's a bit too strong, so let's make it like faded. And it's wrapping a bit too much, so let's scale it down. Yeah, so that's good. And let's add some dirt on top. So again, with the surface imperfection, it's pretty good. Make it darker. Maybe we'll use the other one. So we can change these. I probably didn't mention, but you can change these by just assigning it like so. And you can make the edge a bit more feathered with the cube mask strength, which really works well when you are putting a lot of these. Like so. So that's pretty good for that. We can get like nicer results by just adding more stuff, more layers, more effects. Let's go to the wood one. Let's add some hole in the middle. So let's just select this one and make it really big. Oh, and if it like appears on other parts, you can just scale it like that. Then let's try to match the color. Like that. And this is something I probably should have shown earlier. So if, let's say you want 2 holes, but you want them to be different colors for some reason, then you would duplicate this material and then you would assign it. So assign. And now if we go to visualization, we can see that, oh, they're different, but they have the same, they look the same. So now we can change one of them and the other one will still have its, you know, parameters preserved. So it's a good way to get variation from the same textures. And finally, the genes. So if you have this alpha texture, which is a hole in this case, you might have this kind of problem where it like kind of overwrites the other one, and you can't really fix it even if you like switch the priority of like which one is on top like that. It doesn't really work. So the only way to fix that is with the fabric, ripped fabric example. Yeah, this. So one side of the texture is completely white, and this means that we won't have the issue of we can layer it pretty easily. So let's create, and let's put it here. Let's increase the normal so it looks a bit more realistic. And now if we just do this, so let's scale it so it's double-sided. It looks fine, but this looks ugly. So if we duplicate this again and just rotate it so it is correct, we can see that you can't really tell where it starts and ends. And you can just keep adding these, or even rotating it to get the best of both worlds. And we can increase the strength mask to make it sharper. So that's pretty good. Then we can copy this to the other. I think we need to go to global mode. Yeah. And then maybe. So that's good. Now the pant is ripped. Let's add some hole to the knee, which is a pretty common area for jeans to rip. And let's add it to the second one as well, but we will flip this but with -1 scale. So it looks a bit different, even though it's the same texture. It looks good. And let's add some patch. So that's one of the packs as well. So Blender, let's go for the Blender patch. This is a good one. So let's add it here. Maybe he has 2 of them, smaller one. So that's pretty much the basics. It's pretty easy once you get used to it. And as I said, you can just make your own by hitting the plus button and just, you know, putting this here. You just have to select your textures when you do that. Gonna keep an error for the first time because it's like you have nothing there. But once that's over, it's not gonna complain about that. And then you can save it. You can save this and it will save everything in here into a zip file, basically. I can show that as well. So let's go tutorial zip. It takes a while because we have a lot of textures and a lot of stuff. And now if we just go to another scene, like this, and we go to here, there's nothing here, right? So we just load our tutorial zip, and it will bring back everything. The loading is thankfully faster than the saving, so you can really use this in any project.